Okay.
Go for it.
Let me know when we're on.
We're on.
Are we on?
We're on.
Okay.
We're recording.
Hello. Very quick recap from last week. Basically, it was a bunch of wedding prep. Cakes were made, decorations were done, and there was, in the preparation for wedding and coronation, there was a lot of very deep and meaningful chats between a variety of characters. So we had a chat between Cass and Brian, Brian and Loran. I feel like Drassley, and I feel like everyone got in a little bit of a deep chat. If you want to go into more detail on those, go back and watch the previous episode because I'm not going to rehash them. But basically, I think where we're at is at the start of this episode, it's everyone sort of getting ready for the wedding and the coronation. Everything's pretty much a go. And there's going to be some memory wiping. Also, everyone's guests have arrived. So Farinia's here, Freya's here. Everyone's here. So yeah, basically that's it. Everyone's here. Deep chats, preparations. We're a go.
Thank you. That was very speedy.
Very speedy. If there's anything really significant that people want to say, but there was a lot of significant chats, but I'm not going to rehash all of them. But they are worth going to see. So if you want to go back, because they were good chats.
Okay, so I was making notes so I can remind myself where everyone is. But yes, no, and the last thing that happened before we wrapped up last game was we saw Zarina escorting Danielle away to give her a... Oh, could you move it so that I'm not in the background?
Not really, because you've...
Oh, really?
No. Unless I completely turn away from my desk.
Never mind. Okay. Okay. I should... I can just... No, there's blue tack on my screen now. Okay. So, Serena whisks Danielle away in order to give her a little chat about whether or not she's really prepared for marriage. And you see very swiftly after...
Specifically to a man.
Lorella, Sarza, and Neff run to her safety, to her defense. Frenia, you... No, Frenia's not here. Frenia's not player. Sawyer, you make your way into a private place with Frenia. Bluey, you do the same with IT. Cass, you do the same with Freya. And Gerald disappears into Sorella-Ass's door. I think you'd probably take Valis with him if none of you guys are...
Lucas and Valis were together and Dra went with them.
Okay. Lucas and Valis and Gerald disappear into the training rooms in the Ice Palace to have a little bit of a run around. And that leaves Loran and Ulster.
Ulster went off with his parents to have a chat.
Okay, no, it doesn't leave Loran and Ulster. That leaves Loran alone. Anyway, so to start things off, Ulster,
Yes.
you and your parents make their way into the little sitting room behind the throne room. And they sit down and they kind of wait for you to open the floor to whatever it is you wish to talk about.
Okay, 1 second, I'm about to lose all my Snapchat streaks.
Oh my god.
Just saving them, sorry. Cool. Ulster looks rather awkward as he approaches both his parents. It's like, how are we on this fine morning?
Just good. Very proud. Why is it that you've called us? Rolly says.
Well, you might have noticed Serena is here. Very nice of her to come and support this day.
Mm-hmm.
She is here for another reason. She is here to wipe my memory and Loran's memory and Sarah's memory.
They both look taken aback at this. And your mother says, why?
Well, you might remember I told you last time that I had a mirror that let me see into futures and stuff.
Briefly.
You gave me some rather upsetting advice. I blocked it from my memory. There has been a particular vision I saw that's been very upsetting for Loran and Taraza, mostly Loran. So we're going to just get that wiped in hopes of salvaging the family dynamic we have.
Romy and Sharpest all kind of look at you and then they look at each other. Yeah, that sounds fair.
I know you did take this approach as well. So please do not make any mention of this vision.
Wait, no, I'm suddenly wondering whether or not this is poor parenting. Romy says as he remembers.
No. This is great. This is a good decision. But it means you cannot make any reference to the fact that in some alternate universe, I ended up having a child with Sansa.
They know this already.
The Sharpest all knows this.
Romy has a seizure.
You just really can't bring it up because it's very sensitive. And
why would you tell me these things?
Because your
now I'm a
wife,
secret keeper.
Yes, now because your wife knows. And if I didn't tell you not to tell me, then maybe you'd tell me.
He starts hyperventilating. Parenting. No, he does look quite pensive for a second, and then once you finish, and he's sure that you finish, he just says, "I've not been inside of your head to make this decision, and I do not intend to go there. I do not wish to see whatever it is you've seen. However, in spite of my own misgivings about this, I'm sure you've thought this through and that you are prepared for whatever consequences or benefits this might reward. It's dangerous to wipe memory. Just so you know."
I feel like if I don't do this, Loran will go properly insane. So,
he wasn't already?
Well, he's still a nice person, you see.
Sharpest still puts her hand on Romy's shoulder and she just says, "I've known about this for some time, not very long, but long enough to make my peace. And Ulster, this is your decision. We can't have any say in it, really. I'm not going to stop you doing anything."
I wanted to let you know. I have to go and show Zarina everything, so I'm not in the best mood this morning, but I will try.
Romy just on the floor.
Yeah, I will try and recover myself in time for the coronation. I'm sure, considering I'm having my memory wiped, actually quite good preparation.
Romy looks. Good. Yes. We don't have to know anymore. See anything.
No, I think that's. Oh, okay. I won't say anything else then. I'll save it for Zarina.
You can. He reaches out and pats a hand on your shoulder stiffly. You can talk to us about anything you might require, especially as you enter this tumultuous time in your life. You're going to experience a lot of changes as you become king, and I've been through those changes myself. And of course, any advice you need from a father, it's an adjustment period. And
why do I feel like I could have had this conversation 12 years ago? Sorry, you're trying your best.
Good talk. He stands up.
It was a really good talk, thank you. I appreciate it.
Is that everything that you need to get off your chest. Honestly, this is possibly one of the last times you might have to talk to us about this with all of this knowledge. So, Sharp.
I think with the memory wipe, that should fix most things. I can't do anything about the way he feels about Karul, but I can do something about the way he feels about Saraza. I want Naran to love Saraza.
Sharp still looks at Rolmy and says, "This is around about the time when hugging is and much quicker than he's usually. He comes in and he pulls you into a hug. And Sharp still joins it.
Thank you for the hugs.
Thank you for being honest with us and sharing your feelings.
It's a big change.
Yes. Yes. You're going to be okay.
I would hope so.
I mean, for once in the Messiah's history, the monarch before you is not dying immediately. So
It would put a bit of a damper on the day.
Usually does.
Mm.
Except that one time, like 750 years ago, apparently they were.
How long were you on the throne for? You were literally immortal.
Sharp still came before me.
Also just looks very confused. One day maybe you could give me some of my memories back.
Okay. You know this.
He does not!
Oh, right, okay.
He has no memories of Oromi being a Lachey. He didn't get any memories back.
Anyway. Roll me and Sharp still escort you back out. And you see, just kind of aimlessly wandering around, like scraping his foot along the ice, just kind of digging his heels in, making little patterns on the floor, is Loran. Just kind of like doing a little wiggle. And when the door opens, he looks up at you and he just smiles and he says, "All good?"
Yes, I got a hug.
Wonderful. Can I have one? Roll me and Sharp still say no.
He could use one if you wanted to give him a hug.
I can see myself. No. I'm using blue tack to prevent myself being. Lauren says, "No, it's fair. That's fair." And Sharp still sort of smiles with like a little bit of amusement, just says, "No, you can have it." And comes down to you. Commence a hug. Now, with you all hugging, Sleer, if you're there, you and Thorinia make your way to rest somewhere private. And the whole way, Thorinia is just absolutely gushing. She is smiling, she's laughing, she's telling you all about the things she's seen in the palace, of course, which you already know. You were there with her. But her recounting these details is like a way she can imprint them into her mind. How are you feeling?
Well, something has clicked with Sleia
Mm-hmm.
that this might be the last time she sees Verinia. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Like this trip. And she's just soaking in every bit of like their time together that she can. She's just anything she can do to encourage Verinia to speak more. So she can hold on to her voice. Just like holding her hand and just seeing to every need, every like random desire she might have.
Mm-hmm. I think if you pose that question to her, she'll just kind of pause and she'll say, all that I really want is to sit in the library and read with you, really. I, honest to God, did want to bake that cake. But when you reminded me there was like books here, I was a bit like, maybe we could go there, but like in time. Oh yeah.
I would say lead the way, but
She smiles and just
I might
follows
have
you.
to do that.
She follows you. And you make your way to that familiar room with the big fire roaring in the corner. And lining the walls with tomes. All different Messiah histories. And there are a few, again, like I said, a few foreign texts, things that have been imported over the years.
They're all quite new.
They're all quite new. But Brunia seems perplexed or in awe of the other texts that she can see. And just starts pulling stuff off the walls. There is an attendant who urges her, please do not touch the paper with your bare hands. The oils. But nah, she doesn't understand message.
Slee attempts to reassure the attendant that she'll fix whatever damages anything.
That's of course.
And she never takes her eyes off of Verinia.
She is content to just peruse the whole room, if given the chance. So it seems like you'll have plenty of it. After a moment, though, she'll close one of her books and she'll look up at you and she'll just say, "What's that face?"
What do you mean?
You're looking at me like you're about to lose something. Or leave it behind.
I just want to keep every moment.
She sits back in her chair and just looks at you sharply. There is going to be a lot waiting for us on the other end of it. Yeah.
Also, sorry, some of that cut out. What was the?
Okay. There's going to be a lot waiting for us at the end of all of this together.
Together.
She puts her hand forward and takes your shirt, and pulls you in and bumps your forehead together. Promise.
I don't want to make a promise I can't keep.
She holds you there. For a second, and then she just releases you.
I promise that I would see you one last time before. And this might be it.
Things to say to your pregnant wife.
She looks at you with a numb kind of expression. And then quickly, oh, as quick as she can, stands up and takes a step away. And that's not a decision only you can make. She just stares at you. Say something.
She looks. Sorry, this is just me frazzling. You are my world. The only thing I've ever wanted. And it's not fair. Most of all on you.
Yeah.
Because this isn't just asking me to give up everything. They never asked you what you would be willing to give up for this world. You're absolutely right. This isn't a choice for one.
You've already made it. So when you say that I'm what you've wanted all this, don't lie to yourself. You wanted this.
No.
You've always wanted to know what happened to your father, and this is an extension of that. You always felt lost, and you couldn't even be happy with what you found with us, could you? You've never stayed in one place for long. No amount of knowledge has ever been enough for you. No amount of anything has ever been enough for you. So either right now I'm helping you learn a lot about yourself, or I'm giving you more reasons to leave. And both of those seem to suit either one of us, so
Do you not want me to come back? Truly, tell me what it is you want. Give me a reason to stay.
she just looks down and holds her. Is this not enough? And if you don't have anything to say,
It's exactly the reason. Do you really want that same sword hanging over their head their entire life? Damn them to this fate. For us to watch them go through the same path, same journeys, with no choice.
I choose to not.
To
Sophie.
give up their free will.
I don't think it needs to be that. I don't. I don't know what the answer is. For you.
Can I roll a divine intervention?
What the fuck? Okay. Sure.
Just okay, so here's the thought process. Slea's deities have never come to Phrynia. So to have a meeting, essentially to commune with her deities.
Okay. Okay. Look. See what you can do.
Oh, I'm terrified of all of my dice. I don't know what this means. I rolled only zeros.
That's 100, I'm afraid.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. 10 and then the 2 zeros means.
No, you can roll only zeros on dice.
Yeah.
That would be a 0.
That's a 10.
Is it?
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be a 0?
No, it's 100.
Sound?
The opposite, the direct opposite of what I needed for that.
I think even if it doesn't work, there is a moment where through your emotional response alone, the room kind of darkens and you feel this energy coming to you, veils thinning, messages from other worlds trying to pull in. But even though it doesn't come to fruition, Verinia feels it too. And she looks at you and she says, "What are you doing?"
Trying to change things. Give you a choice, a say. And like all of her composure is just dropped. She's just raw desperation.
I don't have anything I can say. Right. It's going to change feel. But I need you to make me a persuasion check.
I'm not good at these. Okay, 13 on the die, and it's +3, so it's 16.
She comes over and she takes your hand and she just says, "We don't need to have a solution right now. All that matters is that you know how I feel. If this is going to be the last time that we see each other, then I won't waste it. But I would hope not."
If I could make another, I will. But I also know that we're headed towards a downhill slope with a boulder chasing after us.
Then I will make the most of it. And I'm sorry, I said a lot of things.
It wasn't unwarranted.
Let me make it.
Sorry, say that again?
Let me make it up to you.
Just being here with you. It's
You can
everything.
see the attendant in the corner, kind of awkwardly standing there, and Farinia just says, "Let's go lie down. I'm tired."
Anything you need. Do whatever it is you were doing, whatever it is in which you have been doing up until this point. I let you have fade in from.
Emma, nothing you're saying is really coming through clearly. It's like lagging out a little bit.
Is this audio?
Very poor connection, but I'll just turn the sensitivity up. There you go.
Yeah, you sound okay now.
Yeah.
It was just kind of lagging out for a little bit before.
Yeah, I just plug in my laptop. Okay, is that better?
Yeah, at the moment it's good.
Okay, so Cass,
Please.
there is a fade in from black. You can have taken Freya to wherever it is you wish to have gone, but where do you think you guys ended up?
I think we went to Cass's room for a bit, and then I think now Cass has like taken her to the garden.
So in the garden, Freya. Sorry, Freya and Freya sucks. Scandal.
Too many
No.
Fs.
Freya kind of examines the roses and clears her throat as much as she can, considering the damage to her vocal cords. And she just says, "I haven't been anywhere like this in my life, you know."
Cass looks around the garden and the palace and is like, yeah, it's pretty wild when I mean, it's only been a couple of years, but it feels like it's been so much longer since the very start of the campaign. Yeah, I mean, a couple of years ago, I was just sort of on a tavern floor most of the time, to sort of be here and be best friends with the king. Cass is like, it's a bit, yeah, it's fucking weird.
You've made pretty grand strides, but yeah, weird stuff happens a lot more often these days than it ever did before, I feel.
Yeah, I
I've also,
I would agree.
speaking of weird stuff, she just kind of gestures to your like kind of collarbone area,
Yes.
then to kind of like the floor where like little mushrooms are growing as you step everywhere.
Yeah.
Are you
That's
a druid or something now? Did Ulster teach you, I don't know, odd things?
I mean, always, but no. I think she would sort of go and sit like under the big tree again, and sort of like pat the ground next to her so that Freya would also sit.
She does. Not as hesitantly as you might expect. She seems quite interested in what's happening here, and she just leans in. Tell me more.
A lot has happened since we
Yeah, I can tell.
last spoke. I was possessed by my former self. She's a bit of a bitch, so that wasn't fun. Yeah, I don't know if I almost killed Loran, but I seriously hurt him. We've gone through trials to get Brian to become king, which were quite grueling considering the whole time I was plotting their murder. So that wasn't great. And then
She just laughs like loudly.
And to sort of help Brian and to sort of get through this, I had to eat from Titania's garden. So I am.
That's not a euphemism. Emma says in a Loran voice. That's not a euphemism, is
it? No, but if
I've
you could see
been trying very
Titania,
hard to be committed to this relationship.
I have also.
Nice.
Even yes. Anyway, no, it was not a euphemism. I literally ate from Titania's table, as in ate a cake. Which
you know the truth about fairy cakes, about what they do.
Yes, it was a requirement. We have met Titania in the past. My soul is not currently my own, and so it cannot be Titania's either. Once I have destroyed my contract with Elan, I will be summoned to the garden. Titania is in winter at the moment, so negotiations would not be well received. But my hope is to sort of come up with a bargain to give me some more time on the material plane. But I just want to say that I'm very sorry and that I don't know exactly what will happen, if anything. And know that I think Cass sort of like hesitates and is like, I don't think she's ever said that she's loved anyone apart from maybe like her family. So I think for her to be like, I think she's like, you mean a lot to me, and I'm sorry that one, I couldn't get your contract while I was there. We tried, and I'm sorry that this is happening now. I think Cass isn't really looking at her. She's sort of like shredding the flowers that are growing around her.
You hear tiny little screams.
Okay, if she's hearing screams, she would be like patting them instead.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. They're these not
giving their petals a little like la la la.
Oh, that's much better, thank you. To that, Freya looks a bit wide-eyed, and then she just says, "Thank you. I feel similarly." Yeah. It's hard to say, but easier to I'm going to kiss you again. And she just kisses you. Having a sudden Sarah's a moment, it seemed, as she sort of lost herself. And when she pulls back, she just says that I don't see myself, getting very far in anything. The line of work I've chosen is dangerous, and most of us don't make it out alive. That being said, ever since I met you and your team, it's made me want to actually get out of the loop and try harder. I hadn't left the elemental plane of fire for so long, and now I'm on the material plane again. I'm actually making a difference. Much more so than I was before. I was still making a difference then, but, thank you. And anytime you can gamble with, then I want to be here to enjoy it with you.
I think Cass is sort of like happy crying, and she'll take Freya's hand. She'll be like, if it's any consolation, we're planning on killing Alan. So
Sick. I do want to be there when that happens.
I think that can be arranged.
Mm.
Also, if it was ever something you'd be interested in, I'm sure Titania wouldn't mind having someone else join. Not that I'm saying you should commit to that sooner. I'm hoping to sort of bargain. I want to get the sisterhood for everything they've done. I wanted it before I met you, but meeting you has only sort of confirmed that. I think Summer Titania could be persuaded to potentially give me a bit more time.
Let's wait and see.
Sounds good.
And Freya will just sit there with you, quite content to pass the time however you wish.
In this form, does Freya have long hair?
Yeah.
I think Cass would be like, I want to show you something Brian's taught me. And she starts braiding her hair and putting flowers in it.
Very nice. I think she has long, kind of pale brown hair in this form. And it suits the braid very nicely. So. Bluey? Because nobody is free from the angst that I have set up for all of you.
Yeah.
You've noticed. Sorry? Uh-huh.
This is all
Bluey's
very intense. Yes.
You've noticed that IT has made a few comments, acted in certain ways, make you feel a little bit uncertain. And as everybody breaks off to have like private conversations and reunite with those who've only just arrived, you and IT go, where do you think?
I did try and have a think about this. Would Okay, I don't remember which part of the castle it was, but would you remember which part we all had like snowball fight in?
Yeah, the outside courtyard. I remember, of course.
Okay.
How could I forget?
Mm.
You go to the outdoor sort of like courtyard. There are still somehow remnants of your snowball fight where Neff was encapsulated in a swirling sphere of ice and water. But most of your chaos has been covered up by a fresh layer of snowfall. And there are benches, and IT sits, and you can join her. And as you kind of sit there, she falls into a quiet sort of silence. A quiet silence. Not a loud one, a quiet one. She just falls quiet.
Mm.
And if you don't break it, she just says, "We need you, Bluey. We need you to come home."
Is
Do
it
you have anything in response?
Has it been just a bit too much to handle with so few people on our side?
Yeah. And Melis doesn't boast any grand magic schools or temples. The closest is the Temple of Bahamut, and as you know, the people of Melis don't often leave. We're so insular, there's no one who knows of fighting well enough or magic well enough to protect us. The Winterbrands are trying. Marlena has been trying to train anyone who seems amicable, but they're possessed by this irrational thought that everything is fine. And it's so hard to see it every day because I know that nothing's fine. And she looks like she's on the verge of tears.
Bluey will sort of use her overcoat to cover up her and sort of embrace from the side.
I'm sorry, I think I think I've been a bit unfair. I said some things that, you've been doing a lot. And I hadn't seen it. So I let myself get a little bit resentful. I think.
Well, I mean, I think that's fine. I mean, you haven't seen it, I haven't. I guess on the front of changing things, I've seen and learnt a lot, but I haven't actually been back there to help you and to help the Winterbrands change anything.
You don't say that. You've done a lot. I don't want to downplay that. And I don't want you to feel like you've let us down. And she just kind of like leans against you. Where's
don't
your cabin, friend? Where's Courage?
Well,
I'm noticing as your neck is completely exposed.
This long neck of mine. Courage. Well, he helped us. As far as I know, he's still around somewhere in some Fae-related place. And I'll probably see him again. I told him about his long lifespan compared to mine. I was like, right, if you say I'll see you again, please don't make it, 100 years or something. And yes, he seemed to get that. That was at the very end of the trial that just happened. It's a lot's happened. Yes. For the time being, he isn't being tormented by Shu.
And if you like, you can just say, if you want to catch her up on everything that's happened, all the things that you've done the last 2 months.
So, blah, 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 blah. Have you ever seen Fog? That's...
That's not
Speaking
good.
of, I mean...
Do you need me to come down? Yes. Okay. I'm just going to really quickly help Lily get the... And then I'll be right back, okay?
Okay. It's just bloody occurred to me that, oh, hey, what Bluey learnt while in the Shadowfell is really, really pertinent, and also a big bummer.
Oh, Bluey.
Oh my god.
How are you feeling?
Me or?
Yeah. As a player.
As a player, I'm feeling good as a player.
Mm-hmm.
Clear and Fernie's scene was very intense.
Yeah. How are you, Aelin? After that.
How are we all doing? I swear to God, I knew this was going to happen.
I'm chilling. I just made a cake. It's good.
Hell yeah. Thomas.
Oh yeah, in the
You
game.
don't think you got there, do you?
Do you think you are free?
Yes. I'm gonna make a bold statement here. I think I got off scot-free.
So, we have our matcha lattes. The game can surely begin.
Nice. A matcha lattes.
I was so sad the other day, I ordered a large one. Look how frothy it is.
Amazing.
Oh my god. This is a good one. I got one the other day. They sent me a small, no froth. It was so sad.
Here is your... They're none.
At least it wasn't a bubble tea without the bubbles.
What's that?
At least it wasn't a bubble tea without the bubbles.
No, that was not fair.
That was the best part.
It was not. It's called bubble tea. It's got bubbles. Anyway. So, Bluey, after catching up, I see with everything, she sort of just looks a bit in shock and she just says, I can't believe I even complained.
Oh, no, look, I mean, I'm very good at listening to people, but trying to persuade them, that sounds a bit like Nightmare if I didn't have any help. So, yeah.
Yeah, but, Bluey, you said there's somebody else out there, someone who's from Nellas and is trying to contact you.
Is this
Talking about Lapis.
Lapis?
If you would care to share that, if you don't want to, I can retract that.
Well, I imagine sharing that whole thing would be big bummer.
Okay,
But
we
she
can.
needs to.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
I mean, she would want to try and gently allude to why the people who know are kind of very status quo-y, in that the supposed child captured in the tears. Have you ever noticed that tears and tears are?
It's
they're spelled the
crazy. I
same?
can't even believe that somebody would call it that. And it's so cool. It's so
Yeah.
clever. It's right under our noses this whole time. Just stop now.
Yeah. Well, because the child's, the child is the sacrifice that's needed to preserve the town and for Carmen Trend, and stuck there for ages, not given a choice. You can't try and free them. If you don't agree, it's just, if you don't agree, you leave, and that's what Lapis did. And I can't remember if it was the result of her leaving or if she asked to do it, but her memories of the town were wiped. We discovered this.
That's consistent with that. Apparently, that's a consistent pattern.
Okay. The Rand brought them back, and they were so painful that she asked for them to be taken away again.
Also a consistent theme.
Sorry, say again.
A consistent theme for this game is having
Yes.
memories brought back and being like, I don't want it. It's horrifying.
Just when I was seeing all this, I'll be honest, I couldn't help but think of enacting a small amount of violence to everyone who stayed in the town. For a brief moment, that included Dad. So the chat with him, right? He wasn't actually there, right? And the trial was using bits of my memory, but I swear to God, I never. Oh God, God's
That's fine.
whichever flavor of God.
I swear to Asalios.
I swear to Asalius, I never remembered him raising anyone else. It was just me. And he said there were people all about town. And then, so that got me thinking, this memory block, something like the trial, was still able to get stuff out of my foggy head, because it can't have known anything I didn't know. And so it feels like we should know these things still somewhere.
I think it says, Blue, you never had any siblings. There was never anyone else. You just. And you see her starting to kind of, as she says it, second guess herself, say, but how would I know? Otherwise. The magic is so strong that it sends people away and it keeps people. What's to say it's not strong enough to change everything that we know to be true? We're being gaslit by the whole city.
Yes, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's an impossible choice, right? I mean, if you've grown up there and it's like, oh, everything's great, and then it's like, okay, do you want to leave and go to a place you don't know about because you disagree with the practices here and you can't fundamentally change anything, or do you want to stay and also not fundamentally change anything, but you'll be remembered and not forgotten? Yeah.
Icy puts her head in her hands. I don't know what to do.
Well, I know. Well, okay, it's not the only thing I'm going to do when I'm back home, but I've got to contact Solari, the acolyte, the one who
The
told
shut-in.
us the small. Sorry?
I heard of her, right? The shut-in. She doesn't really involve herself in anything. She's a bit of a hermit.
She's still shut in?
Still doesn't. I only know her name because it's a bit of an odd one.
Didn't you guys talk to her?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivy was also there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's probably. Oh no, don't tell me her memory's also. No,
that's my fault. So, yeah, I remember her, the hermit. We went to go see her.
Yes.
I don't know, I had it in my head that
I mean-
Neff was there.
Neff and Sarah's,
No, they were doing something else. But that's okay.
yeah. So, just as a player, that involved like brochures and weird, some weird townspeople. Anyway.
Yeah, the tea party. Wait, Sarazo and Neff were in Melas, but they had the tea party with the weirdos. Of course they did.
Yeah.
Did we? What was the tea party with the weirdos?
So you were trying to escape after you found Marlena and Merlin's heads.
Yeah.
You were like, okay, we need to escape from here. And,
Of course.
The only teleportation circle, because neither of you had magic to kind of get yourselves out, was in Melas. So you went to Melas and you were cornered by cultists who seemed super nice and seemed super clingy.
I remember now. I remember exactly.
But Louis, IT says the Winterbrands are going to try and come for the coronation. At least one of them will. Well, I hope they will. If they can get away without any chance of the Temple of Tiamat causing unrest. So, when they come, once we've had weddings and coronations and stuff, let's talk to them. Tell them everything we know. Get your team members maybe to sort of help restore some confidence. They trust you implicitly. This strange man that you left behind to kind of act as your sort of messenger and collect all the information, he just kind of hovers around. He doesn't actually make us feel very good. We don't really know him, and I don't think he's from Melas. But this is Mom's as well.
Yeah. Mr. X, right?
Yeah.
Not his
Mr. X. We
actual name.
started calling him Xavier, Professor X, etc. A lot of little nicknames. That's not the point.
Okay, yeah.
Just give something to us that we can pass on to the people trying to make change, and we can restore a bit of that.
Checking as a player is our vague order of things. What is our vague order of things?
Your vague order of things is to go to Eldrelith, get the journal, and then your final march is towards Melas so that you can get to Feyways. That's it.
Okay.
Such a short list now.
Yeah, but it's still going to take like 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
Really holds out her hand. You?
What? So like wait, hang on. What was
A morale boost, a rundown of everything that's happened, that kind of thing is what she's saying. What's the plan so that she can so that they can pass it on to their people?
okay? Well, we're doing something rather dangerous in Eldralith first, but right after that, we are heading to Melas. Do you want me to? Shall I write a letter? And
when Marlena comes tomorrow, or Merlin, or Frederick, I hope it's Frederick. He's got a very level head. Anyway, tell them we can pass it on together. Deal? And she holds out her hand again.
Deal.
And as you shake, she kind of pulls you and gives you a little kiss. Very soft, very sweet.
Blue kisses back, and then she goes to like kiss her hand, but accidentally kisses her own hand, and I was like, "Hang on."
Mine, yeah, this one. She just kind of like lifts it. It's cute. I'm going to really quickly go to the loo, and then Neff, we're going to get to what's happening with Daniel.
Oh no! Oh no!
I will also use this opportunity to loo break.
Very smart. Oh. Hello. A brief loo break.
Yeah, I've been here the entire time. I've just been slowly more ready because I've only got 15 minutes before I need to.
Oh boy.
Head off.
Then.
Yeah.
Where is 6 hours away drive?
So I'm going north of Manchester, a place called Hebden. Yeah.
Oh,
do you know where Manchester is? Does that mean anything to you?
Northish?
Yeah. Liverpool. Do you know where Liverpool is?
Also Northish? I'm sorry to say.
That's all right.
It'd be terrible trying to like pin down on a map.
Yeah.
I'll look this up because I want to see. Did you say Hempton?
Hebden.
Hempton.
Hebden.
Hebden.
Color coded.
Wow.
E-E-N.
They also look at the DC actually.
Yeah.
Hello.
No.
Oh, we should check our icons to the
Yes! Oh my god, do that.
I can't believe the UK just has so many little towns.
Yeah.
And it's so small. Like, how do they fit all of it?
How do they fit all of them? Good question.
It's because really small. You can walk to like one end or the other.
Yeah, and the postcodes work differently here. So the postcodes are tiny, Anna. Like literally, if you put your postcode, you know exactly where a person is.
Like almost down to the street.
Yeah. Huh? What?
Wouldn't it make your postcodes like 7 digits long or something?
Yeah, they are sometimes.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, my postcode when I was growing up was KT211DE.
Mine's GU10 2QP.
And our current one is... Wait, this isn't going to be on YouTube, is it? Wait, no, this is going to be visible to online, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah, so it's a
it'll be uploaded.
6-digit one.
It's 6-digit.
It's 6 digits, so we won't say our postcode, but
Da-da-da!
ta-da!
I don't know.
It was a lie.
Wow.
Wait, it won't let me.
There we go.
Yay!
It won't let me change my icon.
Do it on the iPad. Okay, anyway, so... Nefel Kradomangazov.
That's me. I'm immune to being bamboozled. Okay, your bamboozling will not work this time around. I'm prepared emotionally.
Okay. So. Oh. I have a donut here waiting to be eaten at some point.
Oh, nice.
One donut.
Then we can let the cats off.
No.
Suddenly, a Tarrasque.
A Tarrasque appears before you now.
Oh, what?
Nephew follow Sarazar and Lorella as they hurry with great haste to find Daniel. Much shorter than the rest of them. You do fall behind slightly.
Wait, no. I
You
reject
see-
this notion because I am a monk and I have a walking speed of 35 feet. They're falling behind me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, never mind. They fall behind you. You zoom ahead.
Chop chop.
Zarina.
Slowpokes.
You find Zarina sitting with Daniel and whispering things into her ear. And Daniel looks like, just as you round the corner, she looks at you and she's just like, F, save me! And she runs away from Serena and just throws herself at you.
I attempt to catch my sister.
Yeah. Do you say anything to Serena?
Hello. Is everything okay here?
We're just passing on a little bit of motherly advice. And then the roller rounds the corner and just says, he has a mother already.
It's like a sitcom. Hi, Mom. So what motherly advice did you impart upon my sister? If you don't mind my asking.
Zarina was also going to just say to Lorella that you also have a mother-in-law. But that zinger aside, Zarina just shrugs and just says, marriage is very fluid. Everyone's expectations are different. And I just wanted to make sure that your sister had all of the options laid out for her.
Okay, that sounds fairly reasonable, but...
No, it's not reasonable. I'm monogamous and I like dudes.
Yep, yes. I know that, sister. Are you okay? I'll give her like a pet on the side. A soothing sort of,
And I don't want to. I want to be loyal. None of what you said ever got to my core at all.
Daniel. Sister.
Yeah.
I think you're plenty loyal. And just knowing about extra information about the way other people live should not have an effect on the legitimacy of your marriage and ability to do as you wish. If that makes sense. I think at least. I don't know. It seems... I don't know. You seem a little bit shook up by it. Why is that?
She looks at Zarina, looks at Sarazar and Lorella who've just wounded around the corner, and she just says, can you go to Zarina?
Can you leave?
I go to Zarina.
Zarina says, I was never here.
I sit down on Zarina's lap like a kid with Santa at the mall, ready to impart my wish list.
Neff, what are you doing here?
Hello, I would like to know what information you imparted upon my sister. I would like to have the knowledge as well.
Oh, of course, Neff, and she just starts whispering into your ear.
Fine, because you're already a lesbian.
You are a lesbian. You know a lot of what she's telling you.
So So she just said that same stuff to Danielle as well.
She also says, because obviously there is a bit more to that. She just says, if you are ever unhappy in your relationship, make sure you communicate that to the other person.
I mean, I'm currently unhappy, but I don't think it's a communication issue right now.
Zarina stops, and she looks at, like, your entire family, and she just says, Neff, is this something you want to discuss with your blood relatives?
No, Zarina, I need to tell you, okay? I've been going through a lot of stressful things, and I need to unload all of this onto somebody.
Lorella is like, daughter, you can talk to me about this.
Mom, come here as well.
Oh, and she sort of approaches and sees nowhere else to go and just sits beside you. She always thought about sitting on your lap, and then she just sits beside you. And then you're like, oh my god, it's circle time, and sits on the floor in front of you. And Sarasa just stands there like,
What is happening?
I actually do need to.
Sarasa, come here as well. This is important.
Okay, but I can't promise I'll stay for the full time. Sarasa sits down.
Okay, so it all started back in Calcutta.
Now you bamboozled me.
Alright, Neff would like to unload. This is her therapy circle that she's impromptu created. I think I might have to almost kill my wife to save her, and I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know if I can do it.
Dad was, oh my god, wait, let me get a look.
You're lagging out a little bit again. It might pass in a moment, but hopefully the glitchy, laggy stuff fixes itself soon. It's not gonna be a micro finish or anything. It's just kind of, I think it's just lagging a bit.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this better?
It's okay. I can understand you. It sounds like you're auto-tuned a little bit.
Oh.
It's like,
Well,
hello.
wait.
Because you it was an instant connection before.
Okay, that's alright. So let me just because I want to make sure I just so Neff. Dynamo starts jotting down answers.
Yep.
And then Sarasa resigns himself to sitting down. Zarina, in response to what you just said, says, I mean, we've all been there.
Neff is like, she snaps out of it. Wait, what?
Like what?
Leand has almost died multiple times. Sarasa is constantly throwing himself into the way of peril for your sake and for Danielle's. And
That's true.
I mean, Lorella went into ritual combat and almost was killed, apparently, by my son and in training. It seems to actually have the wherewithal to die after a while. I guess some people don't have that.
Okay, the connection's getting worse again. Okay, I didn't catch a lot of the last few sentences.
Oh, really? No,
I'm gonna-
they were funny!
I'm gonna turn the.
No, it's fine. The sensitivity and stuff is fine. It's just that sometimes the connection gets bad. Right now, it's okay again. But just sometimes it goes bad and it's like... Okay, now we're back.
So-
You can hear us again.
Okay, what was the last thing you heard?
It just kind of faded out slowly. But, it was, Serena saying, oh, everybody
What was the
has
last thing you
died,
heard?
come close to dying.
Okay, Zarina says, you know, yeah, Anders died, almost died a bunch of times in Sealy Court. Sarasa is constantly throwing himself in the way of peril for your sakes and Danielle's. And I mean, Lorella went to the ritual combat and, you know, was almost killed by my son and Loran after, you know, letting a training exercise go a bit too far. So some people just don't have the battle instincts, you know.
I guess that's
That's okay. We'll all be there.
that's a good perspective. I guess in that case, yeah, I think that's true.
Your problems aren't special.
Yeah, that comforts me a little bit.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Good.
She dusts herself off
Personally-
and jumps off Zarina's lap.
Wait, Norella says, no, I don't think we're quite done. This actually seems like we've only just started addressing the problem. And Zarina stands up and says, we're done, it's fine. Come on.
Don't worry,
Cyrus
Mom,
is-
I'll come back to you for more nuanced, in-depth advice.
Why do you... Wait, Cyrus says, wait, why are you running away now?
Well, no, I just got off Serena's lap. Unless you're talking to Serena.
I'm talking to you. It sounds... From the way you stood up, it felt quite final.
Oh. Well, it's more of a sort of... You know how sometimes you're reading a good book, and then you get to a point where you can put a bookmark before the next chapter starts? I feel like this is a good point to put peg in the proverbial board of problems and continue addressing
No,
them
you can
more.
put Peg in. That's something else.
I'm leaving the campaign! I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here.
Who said that? Who said that?
You tried to tell me what we were doing until 1 a.m. last night with that fic.
Who was that?
Oh my god, that sounded so wrong, Lily, until you said that thing.
No!
Please explain,
I will explain. We were writing a fic last night
We
until
were writing-
1:30,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which was quite spicy. So maybe we'll release that one day. Emma's so unhappy.
That's good.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how Emma knows.
Sorry to interrupt you guys, but I'm going to start making my way to getting in the car.
Yeah. That's okay. I've been trying to sort of make it so that we can do the coronation at least will be the next game, so you won't miss that.
Okay, that'd be great.
Hopefully.
What will be, but yes, I'll try and sign in from my car, and we'll see how that goes.
You will still have the wedding party because that's happening after the coronation. Only the ceremony is happening before.
Also, this is like a little thing. If I can't do it, Cass does want to go to Farinia at some point to make the secret thing, which should probably let
I
Celia
know
in.
that secret thing.
Yeah, which Celia would probably be made aware of because I don't think Cass would take Farinia away from Celia to do it. So I think she'd do it with there.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know, Aylin, the secret thing, unless it comes up in this game, in which case.
Okay.
Anyway, right.
Listen,
Love you all.
Safe driving.
Hopefully I'll stop in a minute. But yes. Bye.
Much love.
Bye. Okay. Should we take a quick break so that I can eat my donut and then
Donut.
we can resume?
Sounds
We
good.
can resume and figure out what what's happening.
I do not mind.
You're using enough to pick it. Indeed. You'll-
Okay. Hello. Oh, sorry, I was listening.
Expo in the UK.
Hello.
I went a lot in my youth. I always went with my mum because I didn't have any anime friends.
Aww.
And then I went twice with friends. I went once with my one friend called Rochelle, and then I went once with Rochelle and a group of her friends.
Anna and I always used to go to the anime convention together in Sydney.
Before anything else, shall I change the region to Rotterdam?
Sure, should we try that?
Having a good drink.
Oh yeah. Nev is missing from the lineup. Everyone, cameras off.
Huh?
Thomas.
What?
Nev.
Huh?
Nev,
Yes.
your icon.
Yes.
It's not Nev.
I don't have a Neff picture on this computer.
I'll send it to you.
Alright, send me.
No. Oh, come on.
Hello,
I can't seem
guys.
to change the region. I don't know why. Maybe I don't have
I'm gonna go.
edition.
I'll do it. There you go. Oh yeah, it doesn't change.
Who started the phone call?
I think it says
I think George
automatic.
did. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. How do I...
Oh, also, if anybody's interested, you might be, you might not be. We found 2 TikTokers who look just like another ship that we have.
Oh,
Get rid of kids.
Aylin, I think you're gonna know immediately who they are. So obviously Vanta and Nissia, who's Lily's character.
Her vampire girlfriend.
How do I
She
change
goes to
the
the vampire
profile
and the
picture?
Okay, if you go to your settings in the corner,
Yeah.
It's like a little cog.
Yeah.
and then you click on the profile pic. Wait, hang on.
Click on the cog.
Yeah.
Click on edit user profile, and then you can change it from there.
Wait, where's edit user profile? I see like user settings, my account.
Okay,
change
you're on the top.
avatars.
It's my account, and then there's
Yeah.
edit user profile.
Are you using an older version of Discord?
No. Oh, I can't. It won't let me change it while I have OBS running.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, next game.
Okay. Hello.
Sorry, I tried to exit out of the settings and I just closed Discord by accident.
That's okay. Lala, what are you doing? Lala's like, oh my god, you guys have changed the way you're doing this game now. And he's just walking around.
Goodbye.
Have a drink. He's having a little drink.
Oh, we should Oh, he's so cute.
Oh.
Have a little drink.
Okay. The thing about Lala, and I think people mistake this as favouring him. We were expecting him in this.
Yeah.
We were 100% expecting to get like
Full Laran,
like lording over us 100% of the time, Terror Cat, and then we get a high-pitched, squeaky moonchild, sweet angel boy
who loves cuddles.
So
He does knock things over though.
he does knock things over. That's annoying. And then with Baz, we were expecting to get like super low maintenance, easy cuddle cat, Roppy. He's not Roppy. No one can ever be Roppy.
My pronouns are he, but not him, because I'll never be him. He tries.
I don't want to see you. Baba.
I do. I think Baz is a nightmare. He's licking his butt currently.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Fight.
Oh my god, they're on fight. Yeah.
They're having a battle. They love each other.
Yeah. Alrighty. So,
Do we turn that water off?
sure. Now that they've had their drink. Oh, this is their drink.
It could be a little faith
Yeah.
It's so warm here.
It's cold.
We're sweating so
Yes.
much.
Oh no!
I have a big blanket.
I wish it
Jumper
was
on.
cold. It looks so cool in the good way and also the temperature way.
I'm terrified of going to Australia in the summer.
Hee hee.
Uh-huh.
It's toasty,
Uh-huh.
for sure.
Lala, please don't do this.
Oh, that's what's water.
That's what's water.
I was like downstairs for 6 minutes in total, and just even getting up here, it wasn't a relief because I guess I'd adjusted to up here before, but it had to take time for me to adjust to feel okay up here, and I was just like, oh.
They do everything together.
They do, they're obsessed. Papa!
Papa, come here. Keep us. Papa, come here. Give me the papa.
It'd be 23.6.
Yeah, it's about that much right here.
He smells like poo-poo.
I'm sorry, by the way, if you guys felt that any of your scenes were a bit rushed.
No.
If there's more you want to say, we can sort of say it sort of as we go. Nothing is finished. Everything is ongoing.
It smells like poo-poo. I think it smells like poo-poo.
He's done a poo-poo.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking as well then. I just pulled out some of my hair. I got caught in my blue tack that I've been fidgeting with this whole time. No. No. Oh, it's going to be so grim now. Hang on. Okay, so. You guys glad you saw that on on Discord?
Very.
Oh, I'm so thirsty right now. Okay, if we're good to go.
All good.
Alright, I'll turn off the water.
Because it's annoying.
It's a bit loud.
It's a fountain.
Right. Neff.
That's me.
Zarina says the infernal words that she said.
Yes.
And at that point, Saraza stands up, goes over, and just sort of like ferries her out of the room. You get the impression that if she truly wished, she could stay. But she's more than happy to be kind of like slightly pushed away. And you are left with Lorella, with Danielle, your mum and your sister.
Mhm.
And Saraza does not return for a moment or two, giving you
Come on, Sarah.
plenty of time, if you wish, to have some chats with your... Oh my god, these cats are so thirsty. To have some chats with your family. Now, Lorella kind of looks at you, and she just says, Neff,
Yes.
I kind of feel like this conversation is not over.
Mm.
I don't know if you feel this way, but I think you've been through a lot and you need some support, more than what you've been allowing yourself. I know we haven't been here to help you, but we're here now. What can I do?
You're already doing enough just by being there. But I might talk to you more afterwards to get your advice.
I worry about you.
How come?
You're so far away.
Like, geographically speaking? Or just because I'm
That's
a lot shorter? I'm a lot closer to the ground.
At least you won't fall as far if you tumble.
That's true. But I will fall further if I fall from a higher ledge.
Okay. I mean geographically.
Hmm.
You do not seem to be. Lars tried to eat the blue tag.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
You do not seem to be your best self right now. There's something. All of you, I can tell you've been through a lot. And I want to support you. But I don't know how. Honestly, I know that we weren't together for a very long time.
Mm-mm.
In the terms of your life. You were taken from me.
Mm-mm.
You were kept apart. But that doesn't have to be how it is forever.
Yeah, I understand. That was then. This is now. We can shape our own futures. And I like where we're going.
And your current feelings. Would they have anything to do with the fact that you are still not with Osha?
Well, I guess I'm just sort of worried. I'm just an anxious sort of person. So I think about things too much sometimes.
I can understand this. The only advice that I can give you is to make sure that you express yourself how you wish.
Mm-mm.
And if you feel like you can't do that in the moment, seek that out later.
Okay. I think I'll do that.
I sometimes find it hard to express myself properly in group situations. But when I speak to somebody one-on-one, it becomes a lot easier.
I think that's true. That's understandable. I would agree with that sentiment.
She looks between you and she looks at Danielle and she just kind of goes to Danielle and like puts a little tucks a bit of her hair around behind her ears. And she kind of opens her arms to welcome you into a hug.
She will hug.
The three of you sort of sit together and she just says, "Your all wishes he could be here."
I hope he's doing well. It's nice to be together with family again.
As well as can be. He is trying to get the council as confident in running the country as it can be.
I think he's doing a marvelous job from what I hear.
Well, I'm proud of him. And I'm proud of both of you. Daniel, he is going to try and come to the wedding, but it is not yet confirmed. And Daniel says, "That's fine. What I think we should do is we should also have another wedding in Calcarn so that, we can get lots more partying in. And I can get lots more chances to wear beautiful dresses."
Parties sound fun.
Yeah. You notice, Neff, that behind her kind of smile, Daniel does seem a little bit sad that you're all this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Considering that Baz, he is one of the companions that, she has had for a time.
Daniel, how are you feeling?
Nervous?
Mm-hmm.
Zarina freaked me the fuck out, but...
Okay, well, everything that Zarina told you, put onto the onto a figurative table, and we will address that all afterwards.
Yes. Now here's the thing. she freaked me out because she was saying about all these things about like, you know, if
Mm.
you're not sure, you can still back out. It's not a bad thing if you need to have space and you're still really young. So getting married before you're like 30 is a big choice.
Okay,
And
that's a lot to unload on someone right before their wedding. So I can understand that would be a bit stressful.
well, the thing is, the reason I'm like freaked out is because
Hmm.
it didn't really faze me. I kind of thought like, yeah, but you know, I'm in love.
Well, if it doesn't
And
phase
as
you,
a
that's good then.
successful author, I can provide for Lucas if I need to.
Mhm.
And like, sure, he's got his whole king thing going on, but like, you know,
Mm. Well, if it doesn't phase you, then that's even better. Then, right? Then there's no need to worry. Because there is no doubt. No?
no doubt.
She'll give Daniel a hug. I'm excited to see you up there. It's a big moment.
You'll be right next to me, yeah?
Of course. And I'll
Along
be...
with Brian and Slia. Slia's going to probably officiate the wedding.
Of course.
Have I asked her yet?
Have you?
I don't remember.
I'm not so sure either.
I'll make a point to do that kind of soon, just in case, you know?
Hmm.
Give her some time to prepare something super cool.
I think this will be very, very, very cool. Super cool, in fact.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not an idiot.
I'm glad. I'll write about everything here today. I want to send a letter to our brother.
That would be nice.
So that even if he can't be here physically, he can at least be here in spirit.
I love you now.
I love you too.
This monster's trying to figure out how to get in the bin.
The monster.
Monster. So fat.
You guys can cuddle.
We will cuddle.
After a while, Lorella says, would you two mind if I quickly go and find Saraza?
Not at all.
I think he might have lots to talk to you all about before the wedding.
I look at Daniel, I look back.
She stands up. Takes a leave. And when she goes, Daniel lets go of hugging you, takes your hands and clasps them, putting them in between the two of you as you sit there. And she just says, Neff, why don't you come home?
Did you say, why don't I come home?
Yeah. Like, here's the thing.
Not you two.
Ulster is the king.
Mm.
Loran is married to him. And Ulster and Sarazar is his brother. And Slia carries some huge cosmic burden. Bluey is like, you know, got that whole town thing going on. But Calcine is okay now. So can't you come home?
I'd like to at some point, to at least visit, but I still have unfinished business. Do you know about Osha?
Not really. I haven't seen her around here for a while. I assumed she was still absent. You guys haven't had the most strong relationship, from what I hear.
Well, let's just say that we have a lot of catching up to do together before maybe moving back to Calcarn.
Do you love her?
I still do.
You make it sound like she might not love you.
I don't think that's what I'm worried about. But she's been through a lot. And is currently going through a lot. That I think I can help her with. But I have to go see her first. Until then, my home is with my friends. And where they go, I go. Because we are stronger as a team. I hope you understand. Oh. I didn't realize what you were doing for a second.
Oh, I know. I'm protecting his modesty. Angle in your face. Good. Sorry, that was probably insensitive. I don't want to take you. I know.
No. Stop. That was not insensitive.
It's really powerful and cool, but sometimes I miss you as just my sister. I barely really even got to have you as my sister. The moment that we met, we basically went and for a big killing spree.
I have a good. First of all, it's not insensitive at all to ask about that sort of thing. You can always ask me anything. We're sisters, you know that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that after all of this chaotic stuff that we've got going on that we're sorting out on the side is done, that we'll have a lot more time to be sisters together again.
Yeah, you've got really good fashion taste, and I didn't even know that. When we first met, you looked like a tramp.
Oh my god, I think Neff will laugh at that.
Actually, what Loran said to her in their vows.
I think getting so close to death and then actually dying, kind of, I don't know what happened, but I think I developed more of a fashion sense over the course of that experience. And then also the Temple of Death helped a little bit.
That's another thing. You freaking died.
Yeah, I'm shorter now, and I'm a halfling.
I don't want you to be dead. I don't even really know how or why. For what purpose. So this is all so far removed from me, and she seems kind of frustrated. How can I be this fabulous and amazing, but not understand all of these world-ending things? This is why I can't really take Lucas's king stuff all seriously, because I don't understand it, so I don't let myself.
That Daniel, you don't have to understand it for us to be together as family. I don't understand how you can be so fabulous necessarily, but I don't let that get in the way of our relationship.
Yeah, you're right.
You will have your fabulousness. I may or may not die another time, but don't let that stress you out.
Please try and stay alive.
I will try my very best.
Together, because I would like to go shopping with you.
We will go shopping, I promise you that. I do miss being slightly taller, though. I can't reach as high in the bookshelves as I used to.
Is there nothing you could do about that?
I could wear higher heels.
Yeah, I have some really cool high heels. I think we look like, and she puts her foot next to yours and wait, we're not the same shoe size anymore. But I'm sure that we can do no.
Mm.
It'd be really funny if we were the same shoe size and you're 3.5 foot tall. I've got big feet.
I think she would still have she's a halfling now, so she's just compressed, on one axis. Her feet are still maybe, comically large as compared to a child of her size. Like a tiefling child,
Okay. So,
she's more stout, She's like a hobbit or something.
Okay. We might have something that's Danielle says, and she'll put an arm around your shoulders and she'll push you away towards the exit, as if to say, I'm going to show you my wardrobe, and you have no say in it.
Okay, let's have a look.
As you all have your separate conversations, as you all do whatever it is you wish to do, you hear each and every one of you, whether you are getting dressed, whether you are spending time with loved ones, here's a message in your head. And that message says, this is Emma, not the message. If you would like to have some flatbreads, olives, and pâtés, I have arranged a spread in my abode. Lucas, Valis, and Joel are here already. They have eaten a lot, but there is still enough left.
It's just Valis eating.
You just hear like munching sounds in the background. Please come as soon as you can. As Sorella kind of summons you all to one place.
Minecraft
guys
eating sounds. Yes.
Hell yeah. Bluey, you're already there. IT, when she arrives, just kind of asks if she can I go to like a room just to rest? Like, the time difference is a little bit weird for me right now.
As in directing that to Sorelleras? Or
Kind of to you, to ask on her behalf.
okay, I'll ask them. Hello. Yes,
Um,
Sorelleras,
Yes.
can IT take a
It is
room to...
arranged.
Thank you. Where?
She'll know the way.
All right. Don't be nervous.
I do know the way.
Okay.
How?
All right.
He looks like a little goblin man. Lala!
He's trying to get in the bin. Piss off.
Lala!
Stop it. There's nothing you can eat in there. I don't understand.
So long.
He's gonna be sick. It's probably because he's eating from the bin. Basically, they're obsessed with food. So whenever there's a bin, even if it doesn't have food in it, they'll tip it over and upend like everything in it.
Oh my goodness. Chaos machine.
Absolutely psycho.
You're not about to go on carpet unless you're 100% sure you're okay. Okay. He didn't do his twirling, so I think he's fine. He was just burping.
Gash buzzers.
If Laz starts twirling, it means he's going to have a burpee sickness.
Yum.
Digestion.
No.
Oh. He's usually
Yeah, so stop trying to eat the bin, Laz.
I know. He's been sick more than Baz has.
Yeah, he has.
He's allergic to tap water. Anyway, Blue IT says to you, Blue, I do know the way, and sort of just slowly starts walking, like with trepidation but confidence somehow at the same time, to up the stairs. And she just gives you a Oh,
I hope you have a good rest.
thank you. And she kind of wobbles up the stairs. Everybody else, are you coming, or are you going to stay away for a while?
It depends on what Fernie wants to do.
Depends on what Daniel wants to do.
Oh my god, everybody wants to go. Everybody wants to go. Everybody wants to hang out. Danielle and you drop by the sort of walk-in wardrobe she brought with her for the ceremony, picking up a whole bunch of shoes and cute little hair accessories so that you can have a little fashion show while you eat. And you take them all to the mansion. Then Slia, Farinia says to you, I could eat, and I could also sleep for a long time. For the same reason as IT, considering they come from a small country in a different time zone.
So yeah. So yeah, just, politely responds that they'll be there as soon as possible.
Also,
Yes.
as, again, slightly reminding, considering it's been so long since we addressed what has been going on with you. You can. Also, as you leave the kind of conversation with your parents, meeting around kind of just like biding his time outside the room, you just hear him say, how did that go?
As expected, really. My father fell on the floor and my mother was reasonably understanding.
Sounds about right.
You feeling alright?
He kind of comes up to you and just sort of like brushes a hand over your jaw, pinches your skin slightly, pinches your cheek.
It just means bone.
Bone.
We should probably find Saraza and Zarina.
I think I think Sarah's was having his discussion with Lorella.
Oh, then also looks a bit awkward. We can get ready for the wedding.
Just so you know, the wedding is postponed. So I postponed everything by a day so you guys could wrap up all the information, all the stuff you wanted to wrap up. So you're going to have one sleep and then you're going to have all your...
Oh, so the wedding coronation is not happening today?
You're going to have a sleep first.
Oh, but it's the morning.
Oh, is it the morning? Did you guys wake up?
Yeah.
That's a big
Isn't
mood
this
though.
the-
Wake up in the morning, I'm back to
I
bed.
thought it was the evening.
This is the same day as the baths.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
What? Okay, then never mind.
Am I wrong?
We are
No, I
now
thought it
playing
was
in
the
real
morning.
time. An hour in game is an hour in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna. Okay, it's evening. I've got to recalibrate them. Then what would you like to do?
I would like to... I want to see what you're wearing.
Oh, of course, and I'd like to see yours as well. It was a bit heavy.
Yes. Oh, you meant the outfit, not the conversation. Yes. I think you'll like it.
Okay, well then let's go to my room. Maybe message Serena to meet us there when they're ready.
So, you head up to your room, and as you're kind of on the way, you hear that message in your head saying to come if you wish for foods. And Loren looks at you and he just says, perhaps we should just wait a while and pick Sarah's up from there when we're ready.
Wait, what does he mean?
Wait a while before joining everyone. And then, assuming Zara's will be in there, pick him up when they're ready to talk to Serena.
Sure. I'm kind of steeling myself for talking to your mother. It's been making me feel a bit ill all day.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So if we go to my room, I might spend some time in the bathroom, just trying not to be sick.
Do you want to get this over with now? Would that make you more comfortable?
I don't want to interrupt Sarah or Lorella. Would it make you more comfortable?
I want to see what you're wearing.
Then I'll show you.
So, you both dig through your wardrobes when you arrive. Loren takes a little longer than usual getting ready. And he kind of turns his back and you, oh my god.
Beautiful eyes.
Beautiful eyes. Turns his back and you aren't looking either and he just says, okay, first look, are you ready?
Also has gotten changed. He's got his back to Loren. Right.
3. Do it.
Say it!
1.
They turn around.
So, do you guys want to know what they're wearing? Or do you want it to be a surprise? Okay.
You've already seen what Allstairs are. I sent in a drawing.
So, do you want to... Actually, no, I think I have the drawing.
I'm just going to get a tissue because I have cat hair up my nose.
Oh.
It's all your bloody fault, Basil. This is everything.
Basil,
He's done a poo-poo.
you're a poo-poo boy. You're a pooey bum-bum.
You can describe around one first if you want.
No, I want to wait.
Okay, talk about
I'm stroking the cat. Except you can just see me wiggling my hand in the other screen. I made Basil bronze.
what do you consider you that?
Oh. Okay. Several times. Yeah. Hello, Basil. Loaf check.
Loaf check.
So, 3, 2, 1. When you guys turn around, everybody already knows, but Ulster is wearing
Yeah.
a sweeping silvery golden gown with just gathers pulling up at the sides and a flowered crown, which is just absolutely stunning.
Me.
Actually, no, you don't have that.
I don't have that yet.
No, you're not wearing that. With Brazen's hair, which absolutely stunning. When Loran turns around, so you see him wearing the thing which he has never in his life, as a wizard, gotten a chance to wear.
Oh no.
He is wearing a very fabulous, incredibly impractical suit of armor off his chest. His trousers are mostly free of embellishment, except for some like chains and like a kind of like thigh garter made of metal. But he has a helmet, which is the most like ridiculous thing you've ever seen, and then a very tasteful kind of like bodice. I saved some reference images ages ago.
Ulta's kind of in awe, but kind of laughing because it's so big, the helmet.
These are some very tasteful ones, but I need you to understand the helmet is ridiculous. It is like a proper suit of armor, haunted helmet. But yes.
Ulta's just like, that's pretty good, Loran.
Time to kiss! And he flips up the helmet lid.
I'm scared it's going to come down and decapitate me.
My head hurts.
Yeah, are you going to be able to wear that all day?
I will. I'll take it off for photos.
Okay. This doesn't have anything with slighting Sarah, does it? No?
What do you mean? The moment you mention his name, the spell is almost a bit broken. As Loran feels like... You can tell he feels uncomfortable.
Oh, also I meant that as a joke. He's like, I can't wait till he can make jokes like that and it doesn't have any double meaning.
Loran smiles and takes off the helmet.
You look great. It's very funny.
Sorry if it's a bit silly. Anyway. Downstairs, everybody gathering in the mansion with Stellaras, you hear the door open, and you see Lorella and Saraza and Zarina join you along with Neff. And Daniel, of course. Everybody plops down on the sofas and begins to tuck in. Slia, if you go with Fronia, the same thing happens to you as it did to Bluey. She walks in, and the moment she does, she's like, what? I know where to go to rest. And almost as if possessed, she makes her way upstairs in awe. This is phenomenal. She's never seen anything quite like this in her life. Takes some flatbreads on the way, a few little breadsticks, just munch on. Leaving you guys mostly with company that you usually keep.
Leah walks her to her room before coming back to join the others.
Sure thing. All sitting together, you can notice that Saraza and Lorella both have kind of like slightly sore eyes. They're holding hands, but not in an intimate way, more as in like a supportive way of one another. And Neff, Daniel looks at you and looks at them and just says, do you think they're okay? Kind of just her mouth full of olives.
Can I is there like an olive jar that she's getting these olives from?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to also grab a fistful and plunge them into my mouth as I do like maybe an insight check maybe, if I can.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Just to pull out my d20. That is a 19.
19. With a 19, you can tell that they've had a heavy conversation before coming here. Maybe in the time which you and Daniel were talking and having fashion shows and whatnot. But whatever they've said to one another, they clearly still care and are still holding on to each other for support. So it can't have been that devastating, you think?
Daniel, I think that they must have had a pretty intense conversation. But clearly they still care. You could see it in their...
Yeah. She nods in agreement.
These are really good.
Yeah, and then she loads her plate with even more meat and olives and tapenades. And Sorelloras looks pleased. Zarina, as she sits kind of like around the table, does eye Sarazer, and then she moves her gaze over to Sorelloras, and she just looks at him interestingly, and then takes a bit of everything from the table, except dips, except the handmade pâtés.
What?
And she stares them down as she eats the flatbreads dry. Sorelloras looks over. Serena, is this not to your taste? And she just says, looks good. But I'm enjoying what I have on my plate. And Sorelloras just looms over and picks up a dish of hummus and holds it in front of her. And she says, I politely decline.
Don't piss off the dragons, Arena.
She's bold and brave. She's bold and brave. And also likes to just mess with people. Slight tension aside, Sarazer, kind of looking around the room, leans over to you, Slia, and just says, do you think we should message Auster and the Run? They aren't here.
I'm sure that they probably got the same message we all did. Perhaps they just need to make their way here in their own time. Are you all right?
I'm okay. Are you? You can tell, I think, from the way you kind of look at him then, that there is something playing on your mind.
That she probably looks a little bit like she's been crying.
Slia.
It just is what it is. To say that it's all right is objectively false.
Sitting here with the rest of the group sort of within earshot.
She would have been saying this very, quietly, almost thaumaturgically whispering it to him directly.
I think regardless of that then, you see Sorelloras' ears kind of perk. In curiosity. But they don't interrupt you.
Yeah, I suppose it would be quite odd to see somebody's mouth moving and not be able to hear anything they're saying.
Yeah. Very perceptive. Sarah doesn't say any more. I'm kind of more waiting for you to carry the conversation. But if Slee has nothing more to say...
Yeah, she's...
You're done.
Oh, you're done. No. Sarah will just squeeze your shoulder.
We're here for happy times. A wedding, a coronation.
I'll make sure they are. For everyone. It's all that I can do.
It's a lot.
Thank you for saying that.
She just kind of like rubs him on like the back of his shoulder.
Ulster, Loran.
Yes. Ulster's been upset since he accidentally made Loran upset.
Noticing this, Loran slowly gets his way out of the armor until he's just wearing his base clothes. And he just says, let's stop this. Let's stop this now.
Does he mean he wants to go to Zarina?
Make an insight check.
20.
You can infer as much.
Should we collect them in person or message?
Depends on when we want this to happen. It needs to be somewhere secure, so maybe Cyrillaras's mansion is, or mine is the better place.
It's up to you.
Loran takes some time, and then you see a door beginning to form. My place it is.
Do you want us to go collect them?
Sure. And the two of you can go down to Cyrillaras's. When you walk through the door, you see everybody. Louis, Neff, Leah, Daniel, etc., partaking in tapenades and olives and pâtés, dips. Valis, Lucas, and Giral. They are there in their own capacity. Lucas is mostly, now that he is kind of reunited with Daniel, sitting with her and just kind of like talking with her quietly, and has slightly like pulled their chairs aside so that they can have a conversation of their own. Once Daniel was done talking with Neff. Valis appears suddenly to steal food from people's plates, while Giral sits incredibly quietly and still, with an untouched plate of food on his knees. Zarina looks quite relaxed, but is having a staring match with Cyrillarras.
Stowe wafts over, takes an olive, and wafts away.
Somehow, with like a speed you cannot imagine, Cyrillarras puts a dip in your hand. I will not be slighted twice.
I wasn't staying, so it's very good dip. Cyrillarras, you always make amazing dips.
The egos in this room.
We've just popped by to take a moment with Sarza and Zarina.
When you look at Sarah's Ulster, you see quite the same thing that the others saw.
Shall we?
Sarah squeezes Lorella's hand and then stands, and Lorella bows her head and smiles at you, Ulster, before you leave.
Stowe gives her a nod as well.
Mm-hmm. You know that she doesn't know what the visions are, but
yeah,
or anything about your involvement, but she hasn't greeted you properly yet since they arrived, so that is what that is. So, the four of you make your way to Loran's mansion. And when you go inside, you see the sunflowers are blooming. And Ulster, you guys haven't come in here since the trial, have you? There's a slight chill in the air when you move towards the back of the mansion. And somewhat distracted as you first walk in, curious to see where it's coming from, you move towards that sort of sensation, following it. And the corridors, which kind of expand ever further in Loran's mansion, usually they're ornate, they're purposely built. But one of them, the one that you're following, begins to give way to a more natural texture on the walls. Frosted, covered in ice. You see at the end of this corridor a doorway that is closed.
I have a good feeling about this.
You do. In spite of the frost in here, you get that warmth in your chest that you felt with Sean as well.
He looks back at Loran and he's smiling tentatively.
Loran is too.
Let's go to another room. Not here.
Loran looks like he always wants to reach out and touch it, but then he says, "No, I want to remember the fact."
Okay.
And so, you open another doorway, and inside it seems like it was almost built for this. There are a couple of places to sit, pillows on the floor, a table in between. And you take your places with the three of you sort of spread around one side and Zarina on the other.
It's like a detention. Now think about what you've done.
Saraza sits very quietly, keeping his head kind of like fixed in one, his eyes kind of fixed in one position. Loran sits opposite, leaving you to sit in the middle. And Zarina takes her place and she says, "So, we need to have a little chat, don't we?"
Mm-hmm. Probably shouldn't have worn this dress because
Are you still wearing your dress?
yeah, he's still wearing his dress. He looks a bit ill.
Loran took his things off.
Also didn't.
Okay. He's still wearing the underclothes, so he's wearing a very fine, like, silken shirt and trouser set.
Yeah. Also is completely barefoot as well. He's just been padding around.
There are lots of blankets and stuff here you could use to wrap yourself up if you wish to.
He immediately grabs blankets.
Mm-hmm. You kind of swaddle yourself up.
Yeah, he's like, this is nice.
Mm-hmm. Zarina says, "It looked nice, but I'm confused at what the occasion is. Wear such a thing."
Oh, we were trying things on and it was very comfortable.
Fine. Now, tell me, why have you brought me here?
Also a hiccup. Was the he just is looking at Sarah and Ryan as if they're going to speak, sees that they're not speaking, is like, right. So we had an altercation which came about because I was using the mirror of
Oh my God. I could have told you that was a bad idea.
Also his eyes water, he's like,
Yes, you can cry, it's okay.
No, I don't want to.
Are you sure? Sometimes crying is good for us.
Maybe later.
Okay.
So I was using the mirror, and I've been using the mirror quite a lot. I tried to use it, to plot out things to avoid and decisions to make. And I delved a little bit too deeply on certain occasions and saw things that were quite upsetting to Saraza and Duran. And because I didn't want to lie to either of them, I told them about it. But in the end, we probably should just all forget about it.
She smiles. Oh, boys. She looks at you with understanding. There are some things that are hard to carry by yourself. It's all right.
Mhm.
If you really think this is the right course of action, honestly, I would just say find a way to live with it. But
Well, if you knew what it was, you probably wouldn't say that.
I've seen a lot in my time.
Uh,
So you want me to perform a memory trapping spell?
mhm.
Something that will remove whatever these images are from all of your minds.
Mhm.
Alright, that's difficult, but not impossible. At which point Loran says, I want you to leave a few things behind for me, if that's alright. And she goes, well, and then Sarah says, I also wish to have a couple of things left behind. And she goes,
I don't really want anything left behind.
okay, you can go first. Well, from the sounds of it, you also have the primary memory access, so you will have to go first so that I can understand what it is I'm dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Focus all my energy on removing the source of all the issues. And then
When she says source of the issues, or says like, it's me. I'm the source of the issue.
she says, not you, you silly little man. The images you saw in the mirror, those are the source.
You silly little man. Why does everyone call me little man? I'm quite average height.
You're shorter than me.
But you're tall.
I'm 5'8".
That's quite tall, right?
I do wear heels.
Anyway. Also looks like he's on the verge of hysterics. It's like, no.
So, as you say that, Zarina kind of like noticing and sensing the shift in your mood, just says, this is quite serious for you, isn't it? Speak frankly.
Can I tell you without them in the room? Because I think if I say it again now, it will be it won't be good.
She looks at the others. Boys. Loran stands and just walks out. As he goes, he kind of like gets like a strand of your hair and just twirls it around his finger and lets it fall. Cyrus doesn't say anything. He just leaves. And Zarina watches them go and just says, this is a bit uncharacteristic of them. Also, what's happened?
Also kind of like leans over the table and he looks like he's bracing himself against nausea. So the thing is, I'll tell you the one that's not really related to them first, in that Loran is particularly upset because in some of the visions, I had children with people who weren't him. And one of those people was Kurul, which I told him about. And there was another person, and that particular vision involved Saraza. And I wasn't going to tell
What
anyone.
do you mean involved Saraza?
Also takes a pillow and just hugs it. It was a vision where Loran died. And
you?
Saraza stayed with me after Loran died.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really tell them the details, but before I died, I left Saraza with our child. And I was working on getting rid of those images myself, and it wasn't working.
I imagine that would be quite impossible for you, knowing what kind of boy you are.
I think if I don't get rid of them, bad things will happen, especially to Loran.
Yes, this does seem to be for the best.
Georgia.
Georgia.
Perfect timing.
All right.
But when you see, please, I mean, I won't ask you not to hate me, but I understand if you're disgusted.
Who decided this was how it had to be? Who made that choice? Was it all of you together? Or was it done for the sake of one? For Loran?
I think it's for everyone.
Then you are ensuring that if Loran was to ever... If this future was to ever come to pass, then you and Saraza would in fact be together.
I have put measures in place to ensure that would not happen.
You won't remember them. Not when I'm done. You need to understand that also. Loran's died once, it could happen again.
There's someone who's in love with Saraza, and I encourage them to pursue their affections. Even though he's not even separated from Lorella, and I know it was selfish of me. I don't want it to happen. But Loran, I think Loran knows if it doesn't happen, I will be following him quite soon after. So I think we're all acting out of our own interest.
All right then. Ulster. You've made your decision. And I will not second guess it. Sorry, there's a frog in my throat.
Well, you better get him out of there.
What? Ribbit. Can I have a little bit of your water?
I don't think there's any left. Do you want to refill it in the bathroom?
Serena says, you've made your decision. I won't second guess it for you.
Can I insight check her briefly?
Yep.
18.
Serena is quite a funny, jovial person.
Yeah.
Scathing and snarky, but at her core quite funny, good-humoured. The only time you've seen her like this is in those times where she has been acting entirely as a member of the court and not as a family member. She seems to have gone to sort of a safe place where she can process all this information. She does not seem to have any emotion that you could recognise as hateful, as you feared.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't seem to be taking a very emotional response, more of like a logician's response. A logical response.
I just want things to be the way they used to be.
And the only way that can happen is if you make this so that it would never come out.
Yeah. Ulster pulls his bag over. I also brought these for you to destroy or do what you will with. And he puts his sketchbooks on the table.
What will I find in here?
Maybe you shouldn't look at those.
Have you seen them before? I'm going to see them in your mind.
I have.
She opens one. What am I looking at?
Also peers over. That is a sketch of a foxglove.
And she turns the page.
They're in there somewhere. It just didn't pull the pages there.
She kind of makes her way through, licking her finger and turning the parchment. And she sees a picture of Lorraine. And she smiles. And then, you know the moment when she sees the pictures.
That's what I showed Tharza and Lorraine. That's all they've seen.
For you, it's like you're saying goodbye to them.
I have to.
Yes, you do. Something that they won't understand, neither of them. But something I think I might. It's like you're losing a child, yes?
Somewhat.
You won't feel that way when I'm done. You won't know anything. They will never have existed.
Also is crying a little bit now. Yep, Tharza has had the mirror. I don't know what you did with it. He took it from me when I told him.
Good choice. I doubt you would see either of these futures then.
Wonder if I would again when you're done.
You would get it back.
I
They
don't
will
want
not give it back to you. Were you expecting me to say I would?
No.
If it's within my power, I will remove its existence from your mind.
Okay.
You think I'm being cruel to you?
No.
Then why are you crying?
Too many reasons, I think. It's not going to matter once you take the memories.
Let me see them. And she opens her palms.
Also, it'll take a few moments to just steady himself, and then he'll take Serena's hands.
You feel a warmth spread up through your wrists and to your elbows. And when it reaches your mind, there's a spike, like a headache or head rush. You peek through closed eyes and you see Lorena's eyes are shut, her expression blank at first and then troubled. And she holds on for as long as she can. And then pulls back.
Spooky.
She takes her hands away and she just says, Ulster, no matter what, you're a member of my family. I promise you that.
You know how much I love Lorraine.
And by the end of today, he will know. So, in case you didn't catch that, by the end of today, he will know it. I will keep these in mind. If you send in the others, I'll pull what I can from them and then That'll make me just for my final trick.
Does she want all of us to be in there at once?
She wants Loran and Sarah.
So it also leaves.
Yeah. You can send them in one at a time if you don't want to be alone.
I think he'll go out and he'll just say, Zarina's asking. You can go in together or his memories haven't been wiped yet, have they?
Yeah. Loran stays outside with you.
Also just holds onto his arms.
He holds you back. And Sarah goes inside. He's in there for about 10 minutes before Loran swaps with him. In the time that they're inside, do you have anything you want to say to the others?
To Sarah?
To Sarah or Loran?
I think when he's out there with Loran, he's just holding on to him and he'll just edge closer until he's completely hugging Loran.
Yeah.
I think when he's out there with Sarah, he'll keep his distance, but he won't be at all cold to Sarah. I think he'll just say, I'm sorry, Sarah.
This is a good thing.
I look forward to being your brother again.
Me too.
And he kind of just slides down the wall to sit down.
I would like us to just take a 1 minute break so I can set something up. And then I'll be right back, okay?
Woo!
Invest, man.
Ooh.
Legit crying into my pasta off camera.
Oh, Aylin, you're crying left, right, and centre of this game.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'm gonna come out of this game real cathartic, just like crying all game long. Feeling great.
Yeah, there's some
Also, out of
serious
curiosity,
catharsis.
how does it sound? Because I'm in the car at the minute. How's it sounding? I've got headphones on. So
It sounds really good.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay, good.
Legit.
Probably better internet than in my house.
Oh, damn. Oh.
Because you can't see George, I've got my camera on Rocky as he's flying.
You're very quiet, Anna.
Yeah. You talked away from your mic.
You're like a little fly that I can barely hear.
Sorry.
I heard, because I can't, you've got a camera on something else, and they're doing
Rocky
something.
is grooming himself.
Ah! Rocky?
Rocky.
Rocky. I said Rocky. I was like,
Rocky.
oh my god, Lily will not be happy, or will kind of be happy, but also very sad. Oh, cute. Oh. Or the cats. Yes, no.
I don't know. He's sitting on my nose. I have to think proper notes.
He's like, you ain't taking notes this session, bitch. He's so cute. He loves you so much.
He does. Like, that cat is just so in love with
Adorable.
you.
Like, so in love. It's so fucking cute.
I love it when they just put their leggy in the air.
Hey guys, this break might be longer because I've just deleted the entire Masai sound set.
Oh.
No!
Oh.
I'm
Okay.
upset. So, okay.
Sorry.
Fine. To go, so it's fine. Fine.
odd-shaped loaf.
A crimped
It
loaf.
is so horrible today. It's like that rain. Thankfully, it's not so heavy that like vision is impaired. But you know, it's just like misty grey, like, and the rain is just sort of like little itty bits, but it's just everywhere. It's horrible. It's very sad. It's gonna be fucking freezing when I get to the north. I'm not ready. I'm gonna be so cold.
What's the temperature's been like last week at yours?
It's fluctuated from like quite cold to just sort of either you have like really crisp cold days, which are my favourite, and it's been really cold, or we've had like it's been about 10 degrees and rainy.
Is 10 degrees warmer than the cold days or colder than the cold days?
Oh no, much warmer. The cold days are about like 1 degree, 2 degrees ish, 3 degrees. Chilly. But like I like those days better than days where it's like a bit warmer but just like cloudy, murky rain. You have good there's like good rain days where it's like really satisfying and you're like, oh yes, this is a nice rain day. And then there's just like this rain day where you're just like, ugh. It's not even satisfying. Like if I was inside looking at the rain, I wouldn't feel happy. It's just not very happy. It's just miserable rain.
Like,
I was muted out there because I would consider 10 a very chilly day.
Yeah, but you live in Australia, so it's a different standard. If it's in the winter and it's about 10, 12 degrees, that's quite warm for one of our winter days. Slightly less jumpers and coats. Oh, also, I meant to say, so for the book that I'm writing with my sister, it is now it's a couple of thousand words now, but like over a couple of thousand words over the largest project I've ever done. So like my biggest project was my dissertation, and I'm now a couple of thousand words over what my word count was for my dissertation. And even then, like with my dissertation, it felt like very separate projects because I did a collection of short stories. But this one is very much one project, and it's like the most I've ever done. So that's just, yeah, wanted to share. I was like, achievement!
Okay,
Yay!
cool.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm at about 16,000 words now, so
Nice. Oh my
which is
goodness.
cool. Yeah, fun.
He's completely sitting on top of a highlighter.
He's sitting on top of what?
A highlighter.
A highlighter. Has it got its lid on, or is he going to be? I suppose he's black, so he's not going to be very well highlighted. But is he going to get some? Is he going to get some streaks?
No, the lid's on. Not to worry.
This is. I wish I could show you how horrible it is. I probably could if I put my camera on the switch, but I don't want to fuck around with my phone while I'm driving.
You know,
but just take my
you're on a
word.
mission.
No, it's just not nice. Ugh. I much prefer driving when it's like super sunny. Though the only thing when it's super sunny and you're driving, you feel like really sad that you're not in the sun. But it's like, driving. But yeah.
Because we've been moving into we've started our move into place. I can't get over like how much cooler the house is when you open the windows on multiple sides. Amazing. Would highly recommend a house opener.
Are you moving around, Anna?
We are.
No,
before
I
leave-
meant not moving. I know you're moving. I meant moving around whilst you're talking.
I moved a bit. Yes, sorry.
Ah, that's better. I can hear you now. You were kind of cutting in and out of sort of sound.
The microphone's so shit. I'm sorry.
It's much
Yeah.
better. You're much clearer now. So you were saying that you forgot how cool the house gets when you open multiple windows at different sides. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, just because this place only has windows on the west wall. Because we're surrounded by units. Like when there's westerly winds and southwesterly winds, it's very nice. But very recently, there's still barely been any of those. It's all been east and northeast, and it's like, okay. Like it's nice enough standing out in the street, but then in here, like there's nowhere for the heat to go.
Right.
And I mean,
Do you have aircon?
we do, just in the downstairs room. And like we can have that on for quite a while, and then it's switched off for 20 minutes, and we're like, I think we need it on again. But like in this new place, even so, there's lots of aircons, lots of units in a few different rooms. But just in the main kind of family room at the front of the house was on for 20 minutes, and then we had it off for so long, and it was still like so cool in that part of the house. It like, oh my god, it's amazing. The skylights are so much light everywhere. Like, because we have to like block the light out to block the heat out in here, it can feel a bit like dark and cramped. But like, it's nice having light and still not being warm. Like,
oh, yay!
Yeah, very excited. As I've got a lot of packing to do. I've been very reluctant to actually like start that process properly.
Yeah, it's a bit of a ball ache, isn't it?
Yeah.
How warm is it in Australia at the minute?
I'll get my current suburbs maximum temperatures for you. But I think right now in our suburb, like 22 degrees and very humid.
22 degrees is quite nice, but the humidity is not.
It'd be a bit warmer in here, and it's also 11 p.m. So,
Yeah.
sorry,
right.
it's 23 and a half.
Right now for us
yeah,
here, it's 21.
Oh gosh. We got even though the maximums haven't been hitting sort of 30 recently, it's kind of been a consistent like 27, you know. It's just horrible. Yeah, 27, 28, 30, 29. All humid. Just
yeah, that sounds like ours.
Delicious.
all of that. Yes, I've got like our country's like Bureau of Meteorology app, which gives very detailed like wind, humidity, hour by hour rainfall, and there's also like the very famous rain radar. Although there's no rain, so there's a bit of rain.
Hello.
Little gift. Oh my god! Hello. Who's in the trash? Oh. Wow.
Oh.
It's a little man. I can't hear you, Emma, if you're talking. Sorry. In the bin.
Baz looks like the most important package, just being carried around in the bin. So I don't know if it'll show up, but I have a very cute little, like, weather background going on.
Oh, that's cute.
Nice.
I'm just gonna pretend that I can see it. Oh, it's adorable.
It's like a frog with like little lanterns in the sky.
Yeah. Is there some sort of like light festival going on, or is that just what it looks like?
Oh, they rotate through various little like frog picks. Like sometimes there's one like picking oranges in an orchard, and sometimes there's one, rainy outside, like looking outside through the window, and another one that's like, at the beach.
That's so cute.
But it's currently 7 degrees, which is really nice.
Mm.
Ideal, even.
Mm.
What are your maximums like for the next week?
Oh, for the week,
Sure.
we're looking at 22, 23, 21 on average for the
Okay.
highs, with the lows being around 8 to 10.
Oh wow, that's quite a drop.
Yeah, we just had a bunch of like big rain over the weekend, which was absolutely devastating on me. But
I'll
the
send
weather
a
makes me feel sick.
fun meme. This made me
Oh.
smile.
Okay.
Basket babu.
Hello.
Why is my camera so?
He wants to be in here. He likes being in the bin.
In the bin.
Hi.
My camera's suddenly gone really fuzzy.
Probably the light.
No, it's
It's like low resolution.
Why?
I think so. That's usually
oh,
connection
it
stuff.
might be that my computer's not plugged in.
Oh, maybe.
This is my bin baby.
Mm-hmm.
Trash baby.
Is that better?
Do you want to go out of the bin now, Baz? Because I can pour you out.
I guess that's.
Ah, the bin baby. To the bin baby.
Nala.
Bin baby.
Alright, I'm gonna pour you out now.
Like a liquid.
Okay. I'm so sad.
So what
So
happened?
sorry. The
So
sound
I realised as I was kind of doing the scene that I hadn't uploaded the music I thought I'd uploaded, and I really wanted to have that specific song for this next bit. So I thought, oh, okay, I'll really quickly upload it. And it takes a minute, but the Sirenscape on my iPad was being like really laggy.
Yeah.
So I clicked the new element like a bunch, and then it made a bunch of new elements all at once. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just delete those and keep one. And so I pressed delete element and deleted it. And I pressed delete element again, and then I realised it asked me like a third time, do you really want to delete it? And I was like, bit odd. Yes, I do. Turns out I hadn't clicked delete element, I'd clicked delete sound set. So I deleted the whole sound set.
Oh, not the one.
With all of the coronation music, all of the sound effects I put on there, all the custom battle music,
Oh no.
Battle music.
Danielle's
excuse
wedding
me.
playlist.
Oh no.
I'm so
Oh,
upset.
sorry.
Good thing is that it was still open on my. Oh my god! Fuck off, Laz. The good thing is it was still open on my computer when it died, so I screenshotted it. So hopefully I can restore as much as I can from what I remember onto
Okay.
there. Anyway, so yeah, I need to get back in the headspace now.
Memory erasure.
I might just hang on. Oh my god.
It's so
I'm a
long.
goblin.
His little
Oh.
hands. Also, Emma,
Yeah,
I might need to go about half an hour-ish from now, if that's okay.
that's okay. I'm sure we won't play past 12:45ish. That should be fine. Okay. Just to, because I might need to sort of help get myself in. Does anybody have anything they really quickly want to do, or anything that they have like they want sort of planned before we get into like the denouement of the session, the wind down?
Apart from the thing with Farinia, but I feel like that's just happening behind the scenes.
Do you want to do that
so
really
not
quickly? Seeing as you're here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't roll currently.
Can barely hear Georgia.
Oh, can you not hear me?
That's okay. No, I'll turn you up. How's that?
Hello.
That's better.
Much better, yeah. Okay, so you head upstairs. You find Farunia just as she's getting ready for a little nap. And
I feel like I brought Freya with me.
you brought Freya with you. Freya is curiously like kind of watching like what is about to happen here. Farunia just kind of like after you knock at the door just kind of says, "Come in." And what do you do?
I like cautiously open and I sort of check to see. Can I insight check Leah and Farinia?
Leah would be downstairs if you want to insight check her. That's okay.
Oh, is Leah, I thought Leah was in the room with her.
You kind of walked her up. Did you stay with her though?
Wait, what?
Sleia walked Farunia to her room, but I'm not sure.
Oh, I see.
Like if Cass was gonna go see Farinia, Sleia would have,
Two.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of you are up there. Yeah. Who wants to roll insight for Cass?
Yeah, someone roll insight for me.
Maybe Bluey and Neff?
It's a +2.
I'm happy to
I'm happy for
roll
Blue to do it. Yeah,
insight.
go for it.
One is for Farunia, one is for Sleia.
Oh,
Okay, I'll roll for oh right. Okay, yes. Okay. 21 on whoever.
Probably Sleia. Because that would make sense because I know Sleia better. Narratively, I feel like.
So 21 for Sleia, and then Neff, what did you roll for Farunia?
I wasn't rolling. It was Anna who was rolling.
Okay. Anna, what did you want to roll? What did you roll for Farunia?
Also 21.
Okay, so
you
Cass,
can roll my insight forever.
Yeah. Cass, when you look at Farunia, you can tell that she's got a lot on her mind. And much like a lot of the people around the table today, there are some heavy conversations happening. Sleia, how do you feel with the 21? You can share whatever you wish.
I will say that Sleia did roll a deception check, but it was only a 19.
Ooh, what are you trying to hide?
I think after her little conversation with Sarazar, she kind of tried to fix her makeup up, make it look like she wasn't upset.
So what did you roll deception? Sorry, you cut out for me a little bit. My signal's
yeah.
not amazing. What did you
No.
roll?
Deception of 19.
So Cass would have still seen through it slightly, yeah?
Yeah. Cass would have definitely been able to see through it.
Okay, alright. I think Cass is gonna have blocked this, and I think she's just sort of... I think she's not gonna comment on it, because I think this is obviously a private moment, and if Sleia wants to speak to her about it, she can speak to her at a later date. I think what Cass is going to do is present a distraction instead and show Farinia, Freya, and Sleia her drawings and her plans.
Okay, so let me just get my notes up for this bit.
Which I'll reveal at a later date to everyone.
Oh, okay. I won't say anything.
Yeah, I want to reveal it at the time I give it.
That's fair.
But
Slia.
I'll tell Celia about it, or Aylin,
Okay,
after the game.
Cass, you can pass. Not Cass. George, you can pass on those notes to Aylin. Slia, inspired by what she's just seen, Frenia says, "Oh, why don't you knit something for them? For Lucas and Ulster as like a coronation gift.
Of course. Thank you.
Maybe like you know how you have those headbands that you wear when you want to keep your hair out of your face when you wash your face, like a knitted one in the shape of like a crown or something. That'd be quite cool."
Yeah. I've got it. I've got just the thing.
Smiles. Right, so for creating what you want to do, George,
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun if you roll that yourself. So at some point in the week, we can do our rolls off screen.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I really hope it goes well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Shit.
That's why I kind of want you to do it, just in case. And
Yeah,
Celia,
no, that's absolutely fine.
if you want to make something, you can do some rolls now. Is this going to be a knitting check? Is it just going to be a general?
I mean, knitting check, but it's more of like a lace point thing that she's doing.
Very cool. Very cool. Very cool.
So it's going to basically kind of be like a lace version of their like flower crowns.
Cute. Oh my god, cute. I love that. Like almost like a little veil. This is going to be a bit more time consuming. So I'll have, you can make 3 rolls now and we'll do 3 rolls next game to finish it up. So yeah. I want you to just roll them, you can roll them all together. Straight up.
Jingle, jingle goes the dice.
Jingle, jingle.
It has been a little while since she's done the lace point stuff, so might take her a little bit longer than normal.
That is more than fine.
Because we have a 12, a 14, and a decent one, an 18.
Okay. You are a bit rusty. However, that does not deter you. And you're able to get a very solid start on the you're able to get a very solid start on the process here. Now, I'm sorry, Lala is just biting everything. You downstairs all are able to have your dips, enjoy your time resting together. But you notice that, well, Zarina, Saraza, and Allstairs and Loran's absence does not go unnoticed by you all. Upstairs,
Bing bong,
bing bong.
bing bong.
So,
No.
Upstairs, Allstair. You sit kind of sunk against the floor with Saraza in front of you.
Yes.
And this time, when the door opens, it is not to let somebody out, but to beckon the both of you in. Loran has his hand kind of like firmly holding the door, and he steps aside. And as you pass him, he takes your shoulder, and he lifts your chin and he pulls you into a kiss.
Allstairs relieved.
And the last thing he says to you before is, "I am sorry I couldn't live with this."
I love you enough that you shouldn't have to.
You walk inside, and in the time he's been in here, it seems that Loran has helped Zarina set up the magic slightly. The table's been pushed aside in favour of a very low sort of like chaise longue, which you get the impression is where whoever is having their memory wiped will be sitting. Inscribed into the floor, into the legs of the chairs, are runes which are slightly ashen, a little shakier than you'd expect from Loran's hand. Though you get the impression those are just protection and sort of warding. The actual spell work is done in a confident script that could only belong to Titania's Archmage.
Manifest.
There is incense sort of wafting a sweet scent through the air, calming. And you don't know how it got there, but there is a little sunflower and a snowdrop just placed on the chaise longue for you.
Mm.
And Zarina just smiles and says 1 feet. The notebooks are gone. You haven't seen the mirror for a while, but you assume Samazon was given it because you cannot see it now. And Zarina stands behind the chair. And she just says, Ulster, when you're ready.
Ulster just walks and sits down. And he's kind of holding himself in the chair.
The others have asked me to leave a few things behind. Are you sure you want nothing?
Just take them away from me.
Zarina nods. When you look up at Loran, his eyes are bright red.
Also shuts his eyes.
You feel Zarina's hands on either side of you. At first, it's a soft...
Sorry.
It's okay.
Cat.
At first, it's a soft touch. Gentle and motherly. And she just kind of runs her fingers through your hair and comes to sit beside you and holds your head against her shoulder. What are the last things you think of before this magic takes place?
I think he is thinking of Rhea and Aina, but then he does his best to go quite lucid, and he just holds Loran's face in his mind. He focuses on that.
Zarina... You feel Zarina's fingers shift. The nails turning to points. And they just glide against your temples. And then there's a sharp pain that shoots from one side of your head to the other, following the lines of veins, the static of your memories, the electric pulses, which are your nerve endings, how you experience the world. Cats.
Lala, you're being very annoying. Go away. He wants water. Bad. You've had a lot of water, Lala. We'll give you some after.
All of that you feel intensely. Images filter through your mind, no matter how hard you try to repress them. Glimpses of other realities. They go round and around, repeating on loop. And then you feel yourself become detached from them. Increasingly so. Until the memories begin to shift and pull out of focus, become disconnected.
I think just Corstez's got tears streaming down his face, but he's perfectly silent as this is happening.
In the moments before you lose your memories completely, you feel another hand, Laurent's, hold yours, and he presses them to his lips. And with an even sharper pain, Zarina's fingers snap away from your mind. And you have the strangest sense of deja vu. As you open your eyes and you see Sarza quietly sort of pacing around the room, back and forth, not facing you. Doesn't look like he's deliberately trying to avoid you, or if he is making a very good show of not. And Laurent has just got his head kind of buried in your hands.
Lass!
He's trying.
He's really trying.
Also, you don't. Right.
You're right, bud. It's a really good balancing act you're doing that.
I won't rock it. Laurent has his head kind of dipped into your palms. Is he okay?
He's fine.
Laurent has his head kind of tipped against your hands. You can't, for a moment, think of why. You remember coming in here and sitting down, and the way Zarina just started like gently massaging your head, your skull. But don't remember why.
He kind of looks back at Zarina, is like, "Did you hit me?"
So hard, darling. Smacked a little sense into you, if you don't mind.
He kind of like wriggles down the couch and just puffs his head down. Ouch.
When Laurent pulls back, you can see that. Well, make me an insight check.
23.
When you look at him, he looks at you with all the love in the world.
Ulster kind of scrabbles around on the couch and just hugs around. You look silly.
I'm very silly. Now, excuse me, I've got to go give my mother a little talking to.
Understood. Can I just lie down?
Would you prefer to lie down in our bed?
Yeah.
Saraza, would you? And Saraza just kind of nods and then takes you outside.
Mm.
You kind of look over your shoulder.
George, would you mind muting potentially? It's just like driving noises.
I can turn it down.
Oh yeah, maybe we can meet George.
Ambient driving sounds.
Ambient driving noises.
Sorry.
Also, as Saraza kind of leads you out, you look back, and for a fleeting moment, Loran has a flicker of something else on his face, something unreadable. A mix between grief and relief. Sorry for the rhyme.
Also just turns to Saraza. She didn't hit me that hard, did she?
Saraza takes a moment to reply and then just says, no, it's quite the battle wound, if you ask me. And I've seen many.
Well, I'd better rest before the coronation.
Everyone's downstairs actually in Sorella Ass's. When you've rested up, maybe we should head down.
It sounds nice. Forgive me, I just feel a bit exhausted.
I'm sure. Naran's probably finished talking to her by now. Go and get him too.
Are you alright?
Lorella and I, we won't be together much longer.
Did something happen?
Yes, I realised. God damn this cat.
Laz is being very annoying, sorry guys.
Saraza just says, yes, I realised something. I think I want to have a child one day.
Oh, that's good on you, Saraza. Have you ever had a child? I don't think so. No, I would know about this, wouldn't I? Sorry for the silly question. I'm very happy for you.
He gives you a kiss on the forehead and he just says, rest up and we'll talk more once once everything is done.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone yet.
No, of course not. I'll have a nap and then I'll see you with the dips.
And Saraza leaves you.
Also kind of wanders back to his room. Gets into bed.
A few minutes later, you hear a firm stomping down the corridor, which wakes you up. The door is thrown open, you hear, Ulster, why are you napping without me? Excuse me? How dare you take yourself to bed? In my mansion and not invite me. I'm tired.
You told me to go to bed.
Did I? Oh, right. Change my mind. I'm ready for a nap.
Okay, come here. Also kind of wriggles over. Come on.
You guys kind of tuck yourselves in. And then he just shouts, Saraza, wake us up when it's time for tapenade. There was no response, but you assume it was that.
Also kind of just rolls over and says, you know Cyrus is breaking up with Lorella.
You know what?
Don't tell anyone else.
I could have seen that coming.
I think he'll be okay.
I agree.
Anyway,
Time to sleep.
also kind of wriggles up, pulls Laurent's head into his chest and like...
I think with that, as you rest and eventually as you're awoken by knocking at the door, cautious knocking, Saraza opens it. And you see Saraza Zarina behind. And she smiles at you. And she says, darling boy, I am sorry for hitting you.
Why did you hit me?
Because you were having some very silly flights of fancy, and I thought you needed the sense knocked into you.
I don't remember. Was I drunk? Was this one of Kev's parties again?
I think it might have been your insanity. Joking, you were drunk.
Anyway, Tapanon, I'm guessing.
Yes, everybody else is down there, and I believe... Well, I think it might be nice to have one last night all together before the whole chaos preventing world saving is kicked off again.
That would be nice.
Indeed. Should probably have a little chat with Cass at some point.
Why not? I'm sure. I think is Georgia trying to speak because we've got Georgia on mute. You guys have to tell us. Oh yeah.
I wasn't, but hello.
Just because we've muted you for the car sounds, but yes.
Yeah.
You guys rejoin the others, and everybody, for once, finishes a session all in the same place. Which means next game, we can just get right into it.
Woo.
I'll stop it here for now, so that those who need to go to sleep can go to sleep, and that we don't get right into any more super long stuff. The whole time I've been fidgeting with this bit of blue tack, it's been really helping a lot. This has been the game.
Thanks, guys. Sorry for the sads.
That's okay.
Sorry
Thank
for
you for
the
the
sads.
Thank you. There is
Extended music break.
And I'm glad I managed to be there for most of it.
Yeah.
Am I
That
still
was really
frozen?
good.
No, you're good for me.
I know. Okay. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
It was cool. This was love. Thank you.
Always.
I'm excited for the next one.
It's so good.
George, I hope you have fun in the north.
North.
I've only got 3.5, 4 hours left to go.
Yeah.
Hope you've got a good playlist on.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a good playlist for now. I've got the most recent Taz.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing. So just to check, George's job